What's up, YouTube world? So today we are going to do a quick snake feeding video just because we haven't shown you the snakes in a while. So got all of the rodents all thawed out. And yeah, we're going to go show you everyone. Little tip here that works if you have a picky snake. When you go to thaw your rodents out and you take them out of the freezer, put them out and just let them sit at room temperature, not in water or anything. Just let them sit to thaw out for, you know, a good few hours before you feed. And basically you're going to scent the room. And so if you do have a picky eater or, you know, like a lot of ball python snakes that it's hard to get them to eat, by scenting the room like that for a few hours, as it thaws out, that odor is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, which then in turn is going to get their appetite up. And you're going to see, since that's what I do and what we do here, and you'll see we've got all of our rats and stuff in there. I've had them doing that all afternoon, so you're going to see all of our snakes are going to be ready and rearing to go. So let's go and get this rolling. So, like I just said, how the snakes are going to be ready to eat because the room has been scented. So you see, she is up here at the glass ready to go. She's up here, well, you're not following my lead here, camera person. Bernie's here ready to go. Jazzy, she's out here ready to go. Ball python, he's going to eat anyway, but he's doing his thing. And you look over here, Siggy, our Suriname redtail. She's ready to go. And then over here on the other side of things, we have Kevin. Kevin is ready to go.
Kevin.
Now, granted, I will say all of our snakes are good eaters. They are all breeds of snake that typically are known for being good, you know, voracious eaters. But that being said, though, if we come out here on a regular night and we don't have rats going, all these guys aren't at the glass like this looking for food. So, really good trick to do. So, first we'll grab Kevin right here. Kevin can be a little bit funky sometimes. Even when he acts hungry, he just sometimes doesn't eat. But we have a nice giant rat thawed out right here for him. And we're gonna drip, 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 drip. Now, the smart thing for me to do is actually to go on the door on the other side, because safety first. You don't want to open up right where they are. Damn it. If you open up right where they are, there's a much better chance that you're gonna get nailed. And when you have a big snake like this, the last thing you want to do is get nailed, and the last thing you want to do is keep dropping the gosh darn rat. Alright, so camera woman, get in here.
I'm in.
First, let's get his attention. Come on, Kev. There you go, buddy. Now, we know he's going to be hungry. It's been a few weeks since he's eaten. Come on. And there we go. Whoops, hit the glass. So you see Kevin here. So he is a BCI, common red-tailed boa. He is actually a rescue we got from Georgia Herpetological Association and Rescue here in Georgia. If I'm not mistaken, his backstory was he was basically left abandoned in an apartment, and I guess that their prior owner like would feed him like raw chicken. I don't know completely the validity, but that's the story that we got on him. So yeah, so when we got him, you know, he was probably just barely smaller than this, so we definitely wanted to make sure that he has a good home, hence why he has this incredible mansion here, which every snake should have, which, as we're upgrading cages, everyone's getting towards this. But yeah, Kevin, BCI, he is all fed and good to go. So next, we're going to grab Becky here, who also just shed out. So y'all snake owners know there's nothing more satisfying than seeing a perfect shed from a snake. I mean, of course, them eating and all that is really satisfying too, but a perfect shed means that your setup is good. So yeah, perfect shed. So for her, she's normally on small rats, but I do have a few extra, like extra large adult mice. So they're kind of the same size, not quite as dense, but for one meal, they'll be fine. But now she's a little special. So she's a hypo pearl green Burm, which is a type of albino, and as we all know, albinos don't see very well, and she is no different. However, she has a good nose, and she's a good eater. Get a nice little zoomy zoom there right on that face. So pretty. Such a pretty snake. She's our feisty little thing, but She is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous snake. God, wait, she's getting... I didn't think the shed was going to be this big.
That's what she said.
That's what she said? Maybe? I don't know. Are we rolling now? I need a better cameraman. If you're around, let me know. I'm not going to pay you, but yeah, you'll do things. So next up is Walter.
Say my name.
Our male albino pied ball python. He gets medium rats. So he's actually usually a phenomenal eater. Again, it's been a couple weeks since they've eaten. Of course, because I'm saying this, he's probably not going to eat because, you know, that's what I said. You going to eat, buddy? Oh, so I guess he's just not hungry today. Okay. Not a big deal. So we're going to lock him back up, and we have plenty of snakes. All of our snakes here will definitely eat this because we don't overfeed and do a larger size than they need. Sometimes with Bernie, when he gets his pig, sometimes he'll get a big pig, but that's not every time. Typically, we aim for the size of the girth of the snake. So then in a scenario like this, where if we do have a leftover rat, we're not going to be overfeeding a snake by giving them a second rodent. And whenever we do that, I do skip their next feeding, so that way, again, they don't get overfed.
Doo-doo.
Sorry, what?
Doo-doo.
Dum-dum. Are you having trouble?
Yeah.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
All right, so next up here we got Bernie, who is our male Burm. And Bernie is a good boy, and he is always hungry, and he's going to take this no problem. Hey, no, rat's right here. He was hungry. So last time Bernie ate, so he had a 2.5-pound pig, frozen of course, but then he also did have a jumbo rat with that because Kevin over here, for whatever reason, he struck, he coiled, he did all that, but then he just didn't eat. He's a weird snake. So that was probably about a month ago now, I think, was the last time that he ate, because that was a massive, massive meal. And again, we don't want to overfeed the snakes. We want to make sure that they all stay nice and healthy and they're a good weight, because overweight snakes, like some of the other prehistoric zoos out there, so to speak, if you catch my drift, have lots of unhealthy, fat, obese, large snakes. And we're not all about that life. So moving on, let's get our Jazzy Girl, who is our female. I can't remember the morph off the top of my head.
It was small.
But she's gorgeous, and you can just see that anyway. So she's about a year old, so you can even just see by her size, by not overfeeding a female retic, they're not 8 feet at a year old. They're at a really good size. You can see all of her muscle definition. Come on, girlie. She's always so gentle when she takes it. But she's just, I mean, just look at that color. I mean, that is some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. She's from our buddy Matt at Peach State Pythons, and he produces just some absolutely amazing snakes. And apparently she thinks my fingers are rodents because she doesn't want to let go. What a goober. So next would be Jimmy, who's our adult male Brazilian rainbow boa. Let me grab this because it's a little high up here. And he's in blue. I'm blue, so he's not going to eat, but we'll just to double check and make sure. Yeah, he is. His little head right there. Yeah. He is not interested in food, which is to be expected because he is about to shed. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to leave this little booger here in with Jazzy Girl, because typically she's eating, you know, a slightly larger prey item than what these mice are. So we'll just leave this in here with her, and when she finishes, she's getting a little twitchy there on me. Once she finishes her first one, she'll be able to take that second one down, and easy peasy from there. So next, I guess they're both just ready to go. Let's get Siggy, because she's at the bottom, and she's gonna be a little bit easier. So She is our female Suriname redtail boa. She is getting so big and she is just so gorgeous. Oh, don't do that. So she's getting...
What about safety?
I'm still on the other side. She's starting to... Oh, I'm falling over. She was getting a little close there because she is hungry. But she's getting a medium rat. And she will take that no problemo here. And uno momento. Where are you going? There's her head. Ah! Oh, it was so cute.
Oh, she has
You know,
a tail though.
Yeah, see that tail, how nice and red she's getting there. Beautiful pattern, beautiful coloration.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well...
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's...
She's got that nice blockiness. So with boas, or with the redtail boas, they're not really a round snake like you might think, or like what some other species are. They are a little bit more square, especially when you're looking at them from the top. So if you start seeing a red-tail boa that is round, they're obese. You want them to have like kind of squared off edges at the top. Because again, that means that they are at a healthy weight. And that's what we're all about, keeping things at healthy weights. So next, we have our boy Simon, who you have to be careful with because he always comes right to the front and he's right at both doors. And yes, he does need a bigger cage. We are working on moving things around and doing the things that we need to do to get him into a bigger cage. There's a little gnat or something flying around that has his attention. But, so get an angle over here. So he's getting a large rat. Jeez Louise, boy. That's a smaller large rat too. Normally they're a little bit bigger than that he gets, but we're gonna give him this other one as well because that is a little bit of a smaller rat. But just look how massive he's getting.
Hey, baby.
He's just such a big boy. So something else to be careful with when your snake does come out like that. You just gotta be careful putting them back in because just because they're locked on a rodent, that doesn't mean they can't just come off and then go for you. So you just have to be a little bit careful. Of course, when you know your snakes, it's a little bit easier, but even snakes that they can still, have their moments. But with Simon, it's pretty much every feeding he does that. He gets a little gung-ho. So we'll leave that second rat in here now that I just got stuff all over it. So I'm just gonna re-rinse it back off here with the rest of the thaw water because we don't want him eating all of that crud. But yeah, so that is pretty much how it does when it comes to feeding all of our snakes. Of course, always frozen thawed. We are not proponents of live feeding here, even though it's more natural. It is more dangerous for the snake. I've seen plenty of examples where rodents have either killed snakes, eaten snakes, taken chunks out of them. It's not worth it. So frozen thawed all day long. And yeah, drop us a comment down below with which one of these guys is your favorite. I'm torn between two. Auburn's favorite, of course, is this big blub right here, is he done? No, he's not done. It's down there, I think.
Oh,
It's underneath himself. I was looking, I'm like, God, there's no way he ate that rat already. But I think he's just kind of sitting on it. Yeah, he is. What a goober. Now, she's already done. Because she's a chunker. And again, it was a little bit of a small.
So who's your favorite? You just keep rambling on.
Well, I say because I've got two different ones. I'm torn between Siggy and Jazzy. Suriname redtails were always my favorite growing up. But then Jazzy here, God, look at her mouth, it's so funny. Just her colors and just her demeanor and everything about her is just amazing. But snake. Silly little snaky snake.